Hi everybody. I don't know if you're anything like me, but in the past year I put on just a little bit of weight. And so when I came back to putting on actual clothes, I had some difficulty. So when I found these pair of jeans that I really loved, instead of just buying one pair, I bought two pairs. And they're exactly the same color, but it's not like you can wear one pair and then wear the next pair the next day. You know, that doesn't always work. So what I thought was I would take one pair, wear them the way they are, and the second pair I would treat them. So I took a little bit of bleach and some paint and I kind of went to town. So really this is a little bit of a tutorial on how to go about changing a pair of jeans into something you'll really love.
So these are the jeans. They are called pajama jeans. They're a little bit pricey for anybody on a budget, but I bought two pairs because they looked so good. Some things to notice about these. They have like a white stitching or a cream colored stitching that goes around just about all of the detailed parts of it. Here's a little information. It's pajama jeans. These are the supplies I'll be using today. As you can see, I'm using bleach, so you might need to get a parent's permission if you're going to use bleach and you're not usually allowed to do so. I am using straight bleach, not the kind that has the gel in it that prevents it from splashing. You don't want to use that kind because it just doesn't react the same. The other things that I'm using are these little acrylic paints. You can get these at the craft store, there's different kinds. And then some water. I use a paper plate as a palette and a brush. Now, let's talk about the brush. Be sure that your bristles are bleach proof on your brush, because as I started using my synthetic brush, I noticed that the bleach just kind of ate away at it until it was nothing. But this brush seems to work okay for me. There's other better acrylic brushes that you can use that might be able to handle the bleach. If you're not sure, you can always call the craft store and ask them.
To begin, what I did is I took just straight bleach and I began to paint wavy lines, little flowers, butterflies, things like that, little drip marks with the paintbrush onto the surface of my pants. You can give them a little distressed look by just kind of going over the creases and the stitching details and things like that, and then adding extra things down the side. So I kind of did this by the upper thigh, and then way down at the bottom of the pants I kind of finished. The pockets I bleached out completely.
Try to pick a pattern. Find a photograph that you took maybe in the summertime or whatnot, and just try to not match it completely, but catch the essence of it. That way, if things go wrong, you've dripped in the wrong place, you know, the lines aren't matching up the way you wanted to, it doesn't quite matter so much. These lines, if you close in, you know, you can see they're a little bit sketchy, not real perfect, and besides, bleach is going to do its own thing, so you know, you kind of have to roll with what it gives you. You'll notice that it's lighter in places where the bleach sat longer, or where I might have rubbed the paintbrush across it a little longer. And also, this, when I first did it, was a little bit yellowy, and then once I washed it in the washing machine, it came out much brighter. Here you can see at the top of the jeans that I just did some of the designs going down the legs, and then eventually they meet up with the bottom design. It's almost, from a distance, it looks a little bit like the ombre effect, where you go from light to dark to light again, because as you're wearing them, that's kind of what your eye is going to do. I find this is a little bit more flattering. than an all over pattern. So I'm going to finish painting where I bleached, and I will show you what they look like when I'm done. Once it was washed and dried, then what I did is I went back with just a couple of colors. Limit your color scheme. Here I only used red, white, and green, and that was it. Limit your color scheme. And I also did kind of pick out a little bit of the circles and things with a little bit of gold acrylic paint. So if you want to like give it a highlight. There's a difference though between embellishing and making something gaudy. You know, a little bit goes a long way, so keep that in mind. And then just kind of wherever the brush strokes land, I kind of went back and put a few little extra lighter brush strokes on top. This is not so hard as it looks. You can always do little tiny flowers like this and polka dots, and it would look just fine. See these little tiny flowery things? You could do just those and it would be fine. Okay, a couple of things to note if you're going to do this project. Number one, I'm working outside because bleach, it's okay if it lands on the grass or the driveway, not so okay if it lands on the carpet. So basement floor, if there's no carpeting, is okay, or go outside. I highly suggest that. Don't do it without permission. Second thing is, when you're working, whether you're painting or whether you are in the bleaching stage, put a piece of cardboard inside the leg of your jeans or in the top or wherever you're working to keep the paint or the bleach or whatever from transferring through the jeans to the other side of the pant leg. I didn't have too much of a problem with it, but I used very little, and if you're inexperienced, it doesn't hurt. It can't hurt anything. I just, you know, grab one of these. It's fine. Those are my master tips.